Hello and welcome to this training video presented by Sarah Neville from Knutsford Training and Consultancy on behalf of Childcare.co.uk. During this video we are going to be talking about Continued Professional Development, or CPD for short. I receive a lot of messages from colleagues asking me about CPD. How they can do it, where they can find it, how much they should do, questions like that. Now there is less and less local authority training available. I think it's a concern for many colleagues in group provision as well as childminders working on their own at home. We all recognise the importance of CPD. It's essential for gaining new skills, new knowledge, and for giving us more confidence in our role. And we all know that Ofsted do check what CPD you've done in addition to the statutory training, which is first aid every 3 years and safeguarding as required by your local authority. So for inspection, it's important you can show them a folder or a file or something which says, this is the CPD I have accessed since my last inspection. There is lots of free CPD available. If you're a Childcare.co.uk free member, for example, you can access free webinars, these free presentations. There will be more if they're popular. Free books, free guides on the Childminder Plus website, free paperwork. Here's a link with some of the website addresses. Free members also receive access to the Childminding Forum and to the Independent Childminders Facebook group, both of which are online forums, places to meet other colleagues, places to share information and good practice, places where you can join in with conversations with other practitioners, enhance your own CPD, share some ideas with colleagues as well, because obviously it's give and take. Gold Childcare.co.uk members receive more. They receive lots of training courses, lots of information guides, provision planning guides, and much more. Here are the website links. There isn't a one-size-fits-all answer to CPD because we all learn in different ways and we all take in information in different ways. So it's important to try different types and see what suits you. Just like there isn't one way to run a childminding business or one way to run a nursery. The most important thing is that you do a little bit every month. Little and often is the key. There's no point doing 8 courses in a week and then nothing for 6 months. You're not gaining the skills and knowledge over time which you can embed into your practice and use to enhance outcomes for children that way. I often have people ask me, Sarah, can I buy a lot of your ebooks? I say, well, yes, of course you can. I am not going to stop you. But my advice is that you buy one a month or one every 2 months. Read them, see how they impact, make changes if necessary. Come back, think again. What more can I change? What more can I do? And really embed them first. Then, when you're happy with that area of practice, move on to another one. Does your local authority still offer training? Some do. We get some here in Cheshire East because we're funded providers. It's a great opportunity to let the trainers tell us something new and to meet up with friends and have a gossip. We can be a little isolated in our jobs sometimes. To be fair, local authority training has been patchy for some years, and the quality is variable across the country, so I know a lot of colleagues are looking in other places for it, but if it's there, take it. The same with people who come around, the local authority advisors or whatever they call themselves in your area. If they offer to come, welcome them, make them a cup of tea, listen to what they have to say. If you don't like what they say, bye, see you soon, and carry on your own way. There's nobody making you take their advice. It is only advice after all, but sometimes they can give you some really helpful suggestions. Some colleagues decide to do professional qualifications, level 2, level 3, level 4 foundation degree, or even go on to full degree. Those can be great for enhancing your professional development within your own business and for setting yourself up for future work in nurseries, in preschools, or continuing as a childminder, of course. You do need the money to do the courses, and you need plenty of time in the evenings or at weekends to fit them in and do the coursework. If you prefer shorter courses, I have put together a list of lots and lots of different CPD courses which are free. It's on my Independent Childminders Weebly website in the newsletters from 2016, the month June. Here's the link. If you work in group provision, a great way to get your CPD is to talk to your colleagues. Sit in the staff room or go between the rooms and talk about what they're doing and how they're enhancing learning for the children, get new ideas, embed them in your own practice, and think about how they've improved things, or maybe not. Sometimes we try the most amazing things that look great on Pinterest and they don't work at all in our practice. Then we have to start again. That's okay. That's part of learning and growing as a provider. Childminders should make the effort where possible to go out and meet their colleagues, at the park, in groups, or however we do it. We can talk about what we do, how we do it. We can share knowledge, we can share skills, we can share activity ideas, and we can help each other. Do you read any magazines? I subscribe to one, read one online, and I always look out for special offers. You can often get 3 months for a very good price on nursery magazines, or there aren't many really childminder ones, but the nursery ones are very good and they're worth reading if you have a spare 5 minutes. There's no point buying me books, buying magazines and sitting them on the shelf. They may look pretty, but they'll very quickly catch the dust, and they're not helping your CPD, they're not helping your professional development if you're not reading them and you're not taking ideas from them to enhance your practice. My monthly newsletter on the Independent Childminders Weebly website that I linked earlier is useful for keeping up to date with latest legislation as well, if you don't use magazines or online sources of information. I try and capture the most important things that are happening in the childminding world and in the early years world, from Ofsted, foundation years, Department for Education and similar, and put them all into the monthly newsletter. So, whether you've read a book, or an ebook, or a website thread, or a blog, or a newsletter, or done some CPD training, or sat through one of my webinars and taken notes, or gone on face-to-face training locally, it's really important what you do with the information you've gained. Don't just sit it in a file. So I've done that now. Tick. CPD, tick. Take what the trainers given you or what you've read and think about how you can embed it into your practice. You can add the information into your self-evaluation form, or if you use it, into the Ofsted SEF. You can also say how it's impacted on outcomes for children, and this is the bit that Ofsted are most interested in. How has what you have done enhanced outcomes for the children and their families in your provision? For example, you want to update your safeguarding and child protection policy and procedures. So you come on one of my webinars or one of my face-to-face updating safeguarding courses or a local safeguarding course. You do some reading around the subject. You read blogs, you read newsletters, you check the Ofsted website, Foundation Year's website. You make sure you've got all the updates from the EYFS 2017 in your safeguarding and child protection policy and procedures. And then when it's all finished and you put it to bed and you've said, okay, that's updated now, you reflect on the CPD you took to get to that point, whether it was useful, how you can improve it next time, and how it's affected your business and your ways of working. And Ofsted will look at, in the leadership and management section of your next inspection, on how well you've done that. In the same way, if you send out some parent forms and you say, please give me some feedback on how I'm getting on, whether you're happy or not with my provision, whether little Johnny's happy coming here, and you get some that aren't really what you'd hoped to read and you're a little bit disheartened, it's really important to go to the parent and say, thank you, absolutely brilliant, really appreciate your advice, your feedback. How can we work on improving things for you and little Johnny? And then you read some magazines, or you look up some blogs, or you ask some colleagues and have some professional discussions with them, and you use what you've learnt. And you go back to the parent and say, right, I've done this change and this change. And are you happier now? Are things better? That's CPD in action. That's the sort of thing that Ofsted want to see happening. When you're doing your CPD, whatever type it is, try to think of your longer term goals. As we said earlier, if you do a little bit of CPD every month, you really are building your skills and knowledge for the short, medium and long term, for yourself, for your business, for your family and for your future. I hope this video has inspired and encouraged you to go out there and see what CPD opportunities are available. As I said earlier, it's the first in what I hope will become a useful series, presented by Sarah Neville from Knutsford Training and Consultancy on behalf of Childcare.co.uk. If you have any questions, you can find me on the Childminding forum or the Independent Childminders Facebook group. Thank you.